I need to pump this Maker's Magic through this machine into these 8-ounce jars. This is how we do our small scale manufacturing. We're doing a production run of about 2,000 units. So I'm gonna show you how to set up the GFK 160, which has been my ride or die filler for many years now. This thing's awesome. This is only 30 gallons too. 55-gallon ones are way heavier. I'm gonna grab my bung wrench for my bung hole.
For your bung hole.
Oops. Like every good start to an operation, I grab a long stick so I can stir it up. That's good enough. Then we'll just pull it out. Now that we have it mixed up, I'm going to show you how to prime it. This is your intake hose. You can tell because it has this end. Usually it comes with a filter on it, but I take the filter off because I don't care. And then we have our outfeed hose. Take the intake hose and I drop it down into my mix. And I grab a paper towel. So a lot of times these things don't hold a prime, so you have to prime it. And I set it on continuous fill, and then I hit on. Inside here is a diaphragm pump. So what that means is just kind of like a dome, like those little things you just push on and they pop up, and it goes back and forth and creates suction. But they don't really pull a prime very well. So a lot of times I just take a paper towel and put my mouth on the end and now this stuff's pretty thick. I wouldn't expect you to have trouble pulling a prime on this if you're pumping like essential oils or a liquid or something runnier than what we have going on. But if you're doing thick stuff, this is about the limit of what you can do, is like this thicker consistency. This right here is the controls for the machine. You have the control panel. This turns it into work that is continuous or every time you press the pedal. You can set your parameters here with this one. Zero clearing resets the amount, the counter up here in the top left, and then on off obviously turns it on or off. You have these arrows right here that you can bump up and change the settings all, the power, the duration, and then this is the intervals if you were to set intervals on there. But it's a pretty simple machine, costs about 140 bucks. Once I've run it through the machine, I grab an empty jar and I place the outfeed hose in it so I don't drip anywhere. And then we hook it into this little arm right here so it holds it in place. And that's how we get the filling mechanism set up. So now every time I press this, whoops, it'll fill for 13 seconds, 13 and a half seconds. I don't like to rest the hose on the bottom of the barrel because a lot of times it can flip down and create suction and mess up your flow. So I always shove a paper towel in the bung hole to keep the hose just off the bottom a little bit. And we're done. We slide it over there and then we fill up our boxes. So this can really be a one-man operation. We can do about 180 an hour. The details matter. Our bottles weren't filling all the way, so I bumped up the time to 17 seconds from 13. Use these little arrows to move up and down and these little arrows to move left and right. And then you cycle through the little settings and then plus or minus raises and lowers. That's really all there is to it. Once you hit on off, you can now press the pedal and start filling. Oh no. Sometimes spills happen. You gotta be able to act quick. And you need paper towels nearby. But once a spill touches a jar, it goes in the trash. You can't risk the stickiness being on the outside of it. Just a flesh wound.